geht um die Polizei in den USA und ihre Konflikte mit FBI-Agenten. Jetzt
You're harassing me at this point. I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Where'd you get this? That's issue 2.
Federal Bureau of Investigation badge?
I do feel like I'm being detained. Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? You're the one who called me here, so
Call 911. I need medical attention right now. Lord.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Sir, don't.
Okay, das ist schon. Ja. Alle Stereotype der amerikanischen Polizei in einem Einspieler. Konzentriert.
Face down on the ground. Face down now.
Imagine being a trained federal agent, only to find yourself on the wrong side of the law due to some questionable decisions made by some stupid local cops. Here are 5 real-world examples of situations where cops try to mess with FBI agents. Stories that will leave you not only stunned, but also wondering about the state of law enforcement we have today. But first, please hit the like button, as YouTube is not a fan of these kind of videos. Now, let's get started. Kicking off today's episode is this rather hilarious but sad video of 2 cops in Rochester, Minnesota, approaching a South Sudanese man claiming he looked like a suspect they have been searching for. But they were unaware of what fate had in store for them, and the situation took a sudden 180 when they realized the man was an undercover FBI agent. Let's take a look at how the complete situation unfolded.
You're racial profiling. Am I? Yeah, you're wrong. You're assuming I'm someone that I'm not. Get out of my face, man. You guys are harassing me. Yes, you guys are. Hey, you're harassing me. Yes, you are. No. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me? You're assuming I'm someone I'm not.
okay, if you're not, then
No.
you're not free to go. Okay.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, you are.
For what?
Because I think you have a warrant.
You think?
Yeah.
That's an illusion. That's an illusion. You think?
All right. Stand up for your hand.
I'm not. For what? I don't have a warrant. You're very wrong.
Let me get this straight. So, our 2 wise cops here think that the guy is a suspect because he just happens to look like someone who committed a crime. A hunch, you could say. Not to mention the fact that the guy seemed pretty confident that the cops had him wrong and went even a step further, accusing the overzealous cops of racially profiling him. What makes it even more shocking is that these dum-dums also believe that that's enough to detain him. Don't these guys know anything about the law? Remember, the law requires cops to have reasonable suspicion that someone has committed a crime. And oh look!
Klar, das sind 2 weiße Polizisten, das ist ein schwarzer Typ. Gibt's mehr Gründe? Also. Was für ein.
What do we have here? Must be based on more than a hunch. What this means is anything these cops did from here on was way beyond legal and was unconstitutional.
I don't have a warrant. You're very wrong. No, you are wrong. What do you mean if you're wrong? You're wrong. You're wrong.
All right, this is the second time I'm hearing this from the officer. If I am wrong, I am wrong? Think about it. It's one frightening statement that's both unprofessional and dangerous at the same time. If officers start throwing such excuses and logic in situations like these, you can only imagine what they would do if the stakes were high. This could easily turn out to be a nightmare for someone, if you ask me.
I didn't do nothing. For what? For what? Can you tell me for what? For what? I'm under arrest for what? No. If you got the wrong guy, I'm shooting all of you guys.
Bei der ganzen Situation, was ich total bescheuert finde, ist, die Cops, die kommen zu ihm und sagen, ja, du bist gesucht, bla 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 bla. Und er fragt, ja, für was denn? Die geben keine Antwort. Die sagen einfach, ja, du wirst gesucht, bla bla bla. Aber keine Grundlage. Die sagen noch nicht mal für was. Die sagen noch nicht mal, was ihm vorgeworfen wird. Da kann man nur, du wirst gesucht. Ja. Was ist das für ein Bullshit? Kein Wunder, dass die Black Community in den Staaten so Sonderprogramme für Kinder haben und denen von klein auf schon sagen, wie die sich verhalten sollen, dass sie ja keine Probleme mit der Polizei bekommen.
Let me get your card. Can I get your card? Can I get your card? Okay. I'm not standing up front. Listen, I'm not under arrest. I don't have a warrant. I don't have anything.
Unfortunately for the cops, the encounter was filmed on a cell phone camera, and we can see how the man repeatedly kept calling them out on their mistake and pointed out that they didn't have a warrant to arrest him. Something these cops should have known already. But then, things quickly escalated when one of the officers tried to grab him.
Hey, yo! Hey, officer! No. Matter of fact, look at my ID. He got the wrong guy, I'm telling y'all.
Several voices can be heard in the background, and it seems like they know the man and are telling the officers that they made a big mistake and they got the wrong guy.
You guys still got the wrong guy. You guys are f***ing stupid. That's not you. You guys are racial profile thinking I'm somebody. Take some cuffs off. You guys really had nothing else to go to college for but be a cop and harass me? To assume I'm somebody I'm not? My ID's in my back pocket.
After the arrest, thinking it was a run-of-the-mill situation, this officer finally decided to follow up on the guy's request to check his ID.
Watch how funny this is.
Little does he know, he's in for a shock.
Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh!
Wrong guy!
Oh!
Wrong guy!
Oh my God!
Turns out, the person in cuffs is not just any suspect. No, it's an FBI agent. Right here in the middle of a local law enforcement activity, and these cops are in big trouble. You can only imagine the cop's expression, utter shock. It's not every day you arrest someone, and they flash an FBI badge in your face. Just notice how this arrogant cop shifts from constantly establishing direct eye contact with the supposed suspect to avoiding any eye contact entirely after inspecting the ID.
No, get the f off me, dude! Get off me, dude!
Bro, you f***ed up.
Matter of fact, I need your cards. I need your supervisor over here. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor.
The agent goes on to reasonably explain the whole situation to the supervisor, who clearly looks uneasy at this point and is desperately looking for the nearest exit.
Sir, can you please come here? Are you the supervisor? These guys are racially profiling me. They assume I'm someone that I'm not. I told them I'm not who they think I am. And they said, nope, you are. I'm positive you are.
But as soon as the agent demands their IDs, he showed his true colors.
I need their cards. I need your card. I need your card. I need your supervisor. No. Yes, I request your supervisor. Why is that?
Bro, that was fucked up. No, these are the people.
Yes, I'm the people. You guys are us. So,
That's because they're corrupt as fuck.
I would like okay, I would like your card as well. Yep. And I'm going to follow the report on you, and you.
Instead of owning up to his men's mistake, as he should have, the supervisor chose to defend their actions, giving flimsy reasons for the whole screw-up. Get them in, Sarge, will you? But seeing he had no choice but to obey the agent's demand, the IDs came out. First the supervisor, and then the two geniuses who started this whole fiasco.
Is that how you guys work nowadays? You assume someone is someone, and that's it? That's all you guys need? Yeah? Oh my God, what is American game?
Guilty and cocky. It's a hell of a dangerous combination, folks. It's cops like these who sully the good name of the entire law enforcement agencies. Instead of admitting his fault, which he should have rightfully done, all we see here is a man who doesn't have an ounce of regret. Shame on you, officer. But then again, what can we expect when you're led by such supervisors?
I will make a complaint on all three of you guys.
That's fine.
Do your job better.
So if you want to make a complaint, you go make it.
I will make a complaint.
All right.
See what I'm talking about? All I can say...
Alter, das ist so ein Scheiß. Haben Mist gebaut, sind erwischt worden, diesen Mist bauen und was ist? Ey, du, ja klar, mach halt. Wir haben nichts falsch gemacht. Come on. Wir haben nichts falsch gemacht, weil die Tür echt super. Dass sie ihre IDs nicht zeigen wollten, ich glaube, waren die nicht irgendwie, sind Polizisten nicht verpflichtet, also auch in den Staaten, zumindest die Dienstnummer auszugeben, wenn die danach gefragt werden.
Is that the entire event was nothing but a poor show of unprofessionalism and a lack of A, B, and C's of basic law knowledge shown by these foolish cops. As far as silver linings go, at least no one got harmed in this case, which is more than I can say for this FBI agent here.
You run your body cam?
I am now, because I don't know how legit you are at the moment.
It's okay. Special Agent Adam. The FBI.
Okay.
You got that on body cam?
I do, but I don't understand what the problem is with you meeting me at the office.
I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. You can cut off the recording device now.
Okay, well, I will when I leave the area, sir.
You might question why this FBI agent is asking the officer to cut off the recording device. Something doesn't add up here. Red flags for the FBI agent, right? Well, the answer is our Special Agent Hatton was actually investigating police corruption in the Franklin County Police Department. And as a part of this undercover operation, he asked the officer in the video.
Ja klar. Wenn man jemanden schmieren will, ist es, oder andere schädiges Zeug machen will, ist es gar nicht gut, wenn die Kameras aus sind, ne? An sind, meine ich. Interessant.
Video, Mr. Rolf Gordon, to meet him at a random parking lot, perhaps to ask some questions related to the case. However, the officer didn't like the fact that the agent called his personal phone number instead of taking things through his office and grew skeptical of him despite the agent's disclosure of his credentials.
Hey, TJ, this guy is telling me to turn my body camera off and telling me he's going to contact other people to get involved with this. Let me get his tag number real quick. He's got a radio and he's got credentials. Franklin, does that come back to any government agency?
It just says Visa's Advanced Wiring Company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
Further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir.
Did he seriously think it would? Of course, it's a covert vehicle. What kind of undercover FBI agent would drive in an FBI-registered vehicle?
I do feel like I'm being detained. Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? You're the one who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number?
I can't do that.
That's a pretty dumb thing to ask from an FBI agent. Hey, if an FBI agent is investigating you, rest assured he knows your number, your address, your affairs, your wife's affairs. Hell, he might even know your breakfast, lunch, and dinner patterns, including what types of boxers you like to wear. It's also important to note here that Agent Hatton had valid reasons for seeking such an informal meeting with Deputy Gordon, as revealed later in the interaction when Agent Hatton subtly hints at his potential involvement in a more extensive inquiry into the sheriff's office that goes beyond the scope of the deputy's citation while conversing with his supervisor.
You can't call anybody in the PD because the PD is just here backing this guy up. It's Franklin County that's holding him. So you have to call the sheriff to let him know that his deputies have him stopped here and are holding me. He's going to ask why. You're not going to be able to tell him.
The plot thickens. Anyway, the officer later goes on to detain him, giving sloppy reasons like, "Oh, I don't trust you being an FBI agent, and you are being uncooperative," when in truth, he was the one who denied checking the agent's registration.
Hey, you are detained at this time, sir. Hey, I don't think this guy's legit, man. But you're being very uncooperative with me. You asked me to come up here. You called my personal cell phone number. You can't tell me how you got it. Your vehicle's coming back to a wiring company, not the
It's
FBI.
a covert vehicle.
Okay.
Would you like to see some registration?
You get mad at me because I turned my body camera on.
Would you like to see some registration?
And you know a lot of stuff about me.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent.
Uncooperative? Really? First, do your job as an officer. As the dilemma continued, Agent Hatton even showed his license and his badge for the second time to Officer Gordon, but somehow, Gordon remained unconvinced. Eventually, multiple supervisory officers arrived on the scene, but they were even worse than Officer Gordon and decided to arrest him and put him in the back of the patrol car. Not only this, they even decided to not roll down the windows or turn on the AC, and given the hot day in Florida, it was only inevitable that things didn't go well for Agent Hatton.
Yes, sir.
There, brother.
Okay. All right, I'm turning it on right now.
Open the door. I can't breathe.
Sir, I can't open the door. You're being detained right now.
As time passed, the agent started complaining, and in spite of his repeated plea, the cop continued to ignore him.
You're burning me up, brother.
I had the defroster on.
No, you didn't. Brother, I need air. God almighty.
All of a sudden, they receive a phone call that should put the entire event to rest.
33, go ahead.
He is legit.
10-4. All right, that's what I'm doing right now.
Here we go. All the proof you need in the world. However, even after this, the officer chooses to retain the agent inside the patrol vehicle. Despite
Alter, was sind das für Penner? Der sagt die ganze Zeit, kann nicht atmen. Das ist heiß dort. Alter. Am besten nie Probleme mit der Polizei bekommen, das ist nur am Arsch. Nur am Arsch.
Despite receiving explicit confirmation that he is, indeed, an FBI agent. Instead of promptly following the given instructions to release him, the officers continue conversing about the situation, all the while the agent pleads for his release. It is only after an additional 3 minutes of entirely unnecessary conversation that the agent is finally allowed to exit the vehicle. But sadly, the damage was done.
Call 911. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me. Call 911. Call 911.
We're releasing you right
no,
now,
call
sir.
911 now. Call 911. I need
30.
After a further 10 minutes, the medics finally arrived and the cop explained the whole situation and said that the man complained about shortness of breath and vision loss.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
In the hours after Hatton was released, FBI agents in brass descended on Apalachicola, meeting with Gordon and the sheriff to find out what happened and why. Both agencies later decided to put the incident in the rearview mirror, followed by Sheriff Smith's promise, and I quote that, "Both our agencies work together a lot better." Smith also agreed to the fact that they needed more training. But honestly, training or no training, that's no way to treat someone, let alone a fellow law enforcer. It's a great example of ego and how ego gets in the way of common sense. It also shows how sometimes police can take literally anything you say or do and turn it against you. Oh, and if you don't say anything, you're being uncooperative, and that's also grounds for suspicion. Fortunately, despite what can only be characterized as disrespect and negligence from the officers, the agent did not sustain any significant injuries. However, the same cannot be said for ATF.
Der Fall war ein bisschen komisch. Also alles in allem war das seltsam, wie sie sich getroffen haben und alles. Dass der FBI-Typ den Polizisten angerufen hat und so. Komisch. Alles komisch.
Agent Burke, who was subjected to such mistreatment by the police that he found it necessary to file a lawsuit against them. On July 7, 2020, Agent James Burke, a 16-year veteran of the ATF, was dispatched to a home on the 3300 block of Edgebrook Drive near Dublin, Ohio, to confiscate a shotgun from a resident who was not permitted to have a firearm. But instead of letting him in, they closed the door in his face and called 911, reading Burke's badge number to the dispatcher. In Burke's mind, it was no big deal as he was frequently used to this verification process. What happened next was not only shocking to Burke, but to anyone who's watching this video.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
Also ein bisschen schneller eskaliert. Das ist ein bisschen arg schnell eskaliert. Gehen normalerweise nicht die Polizisten zu den Leuten hin und sagen, lass uns mal reden, gib uns mal deinen Ausweis, bla bla bla. Kommt gleich, steht 10 Meter weg und hat eine Knarre gleich auf den gerichtet. Also, selbst wenn es kein FBI-Agent wäre, also, bisschen. Der ist ja nicht irgendwie aggressiv, der. Also, sah jetzt nicht so aus, als ob der übermäßig aggressiv wäre, sondern es ist ziemlich chill.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
Sensing extreme aggression from the officer, Burke outright refuses to follow his orders to drop to the ground, seemingly determined to challenge the police's authority to frisk him for weapons. I'm a federal agent. I don't need to obey orders from the local police, he must have thought. But if that were the case, it would mean that any criminal could easily lie and say they're a federal agent to avoid doing what the police say.
Das stimmt auch, ja. Einfach mal kurz den Poster spielen. Ja, ich bin, aber ja. Trotzdem, der steht ja da ganz ruhig da. Das ist überzogen.
Even if Burke didn't seem dangerous, he should have just done what the police told him politely, so they could quickly understand what was happening. Naturally, things escalated.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out. I'm not overreacting. We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here and doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine. Fine. Do you find I think I'm a police officer or something? What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground.
I'm not getting on it.
Chopper things.
I'm not getting
91.7, I'm pulling up.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist.
Despite Burke's best efforts to prove his identity to the officer continued to remain hostile and keep his gun drawn. Once the second officer arrived, the situation took a turn for the worse for Burke.
Sir! Don't argue! Face down! On the ground! Face down! Now!
Running out of corners, he had no choice but to comply with the officer's demands. The officers kept their firearms drawn at Burke for over 90 seconds before they very aggressively placed him under arrest.
Ich verstehe es nicht. Warum? Der erste Bulle kam raus und hat gleich seine Knarre gezogen. Der FBI-Agent stand da rum, nur vor der Haustür, ohne Waffe. Die Hände sind zu sehen, man sieht, er hat keine Waffe. Der lässt trotzdem die Waffe gezogen. Polizeibeamte 2 kommt an die Szene mit gezogener Waffe. Obwohl der sieht, dass der an sich keine Gefahr. Alter, na gut, der FBI-Agent ist auch ein ziemlicher Sturkopf. Alter.
All the way. You got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left pocket.
And we're gonna put your arm on your back.
Wait a second.
Do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a
moron.
moron.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you secured first.
Please, wait. No. Hold on. I'm hyperventilating. Please, sir. I'm not.
Stop resisting
Would you
now.
please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop
I'm
resisting.
begging you. My wife, please. It's right here.
Resist.
Please get it.
I got one cuff on. Get your
Help me up. Just hold me up. Sir, I can't do this. Sir!
Stop resisting now.
Please help me.
But wait, the show isn't over yet. Apart from the uncanny aggression, these cops left no stone unturned in bullying Burke. During the forceful arrest, they repeatedly used a taser on him despite him being face down on the ground and
Alter.
not putting up any resistance.
Joe, get your taser out. My taser. Get your taser out. Get your taser out, Joe.
No, don't do that, please.
Don't make me tase you.
You're gonna get tased. Ow, don't do that. Okay.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
It is cuffed.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
In pain, Burke continued to tell the officers that he was a legit ATF agent out on a case and his ID was in his pocket. Regardless of the confirmation, the officer continued with the arrest and put him in the back of the patrol vehicle.
Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
we'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please. Wait, I gotta breathe. Okay, sir, let me breathe.
Sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
The cops then forced Burke into the vehicle, ignoring all his pleas and explanations regarding his medical condition.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance. Okay.
You're an idiot. For crying out loud, you're a cop, you're not an ass.
No, wait, I can't. You're fucking my head up. The seatbelt's in place. Please.
Why would you act like this?
I didn't act anyway.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to give you my creds.
After about an hour, Burke was released without any charges. Later, Burke decided to file a civil lawsuit against the Columbus Police Department and the 2 officers involved in the incident, accusing them of use of excessive force and unlawful arrest. It was also reported that the trauma had such an impact on Burke on both physical and psychological levels that he has since moved to an administrative role within the ATF instead of field work. Our thoughts on the matter? Well, as evident from the footage without a shadow of a doubt, the officer's behavior is anything but constitutional in this case and screams of aggression. But to give them a little benefit of the doubt, honestly, both parties involved are guilty to some extent, and Burke could have easily handled the entire altercation much more maturely by just agreeing to just surrender peacefully in the first place. For sure, a lot of drama could have been avoided. Don't you agree? Speaking of drama, get ready for the next one, as it's full of it. Though the man involved here is not from the FBI, but does have an excellent understanding of the law and is here to show how foolish and corrupt these cops can be. Mac Proctor, this guy, was parked in a private parking lot, patiently waiting for his takeout order while he is also on his delivery driver shift. Although his vehicle wasn't in an official parking spot, it wasn't obstructing traffic flow, and Mac had briefly left it unattended for about 2 minutes in order to pick up his food. Upon returning to his vehicle, a police officer approached him and claimed he was breaking parking regulations.
All right, Mr. Proctor. That is your last name. Everything okay?
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to answer anything, dude.
Okay.
You don't have to. Lucky you stand here all day. I get paid either way.
Can you go ahead and finish your job so I can carry on?
What's it with the anger, dude?
I'm not angry.
You're not angry? You always talk to everybody like that?
I'm not angry.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to go ahead and wrap things up, please.
Oh, okay.
It seems like this officer named Diego Hernandez is getting a kick out of the situation and just simply wants to flex his power. It is true that in most cases involving cops, citizens get intimidated and reel back, giving a psychological upper hand to cops, with this cop thinking they have all the power in the world and are in complete control of the situation. So it's no surprise that Hernandez here was taken aback by Mac's composure and his intelligent know-how of the related law. Mac knows that he has the absolute right to remain silent in response to the officer's inquiries, especially those that have no relevance to any criminal proceedings.
All right, well, you know, I'll give you a break on it, but you know what I'm saying? This isn't a parking spot, okay, dude?
You're not giving me a break. You're harassing me at this point. I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Well, do you understand?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand why?
Ja, die 2 Minuten, die haben gereicht. Aber der Polizist hat auch. Ich habe zwar keine Ahnung von amerikanischen Gesetzen und so, aber dass ein Polizist also so rummacht, also Strafzettel und gut, oder? Das ist total bescheuert.
Stopped you.
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. But then again, I could do this all day too.
Hernandez sure has a lot of time on his hands if he is willing to do this all day. Hey, Mr. Surf.
Hat ein Polizist nicht auch irgendwie was anderes zu tun, als einen Falschparker irgendwie zu monitoren?
And protect. Don't you have bigger priorities like actually stopping people from committing a crime? Well, this proves that we judged him correctly. He does like to flex his power and bully people.
I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Mr. Proctor, would you like to leave?
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
Hello. No.
Didn't he say a while back that he was detaining Mac? Jesus Christ, make up your mind already, officer.
I'm not the one that's acting this way, okay? I'm just asking you to do, you know, I'm trying to give you a break here, all right?
I prefer you just write me the parking ticket and let me go.
Right, okay, oh, okay.
Hernandez proceeds to complete the process, but comes back again giving excuses like they have to wait for another guy to come and write the ticket. Having nothing else better to do, the officer tried to have one final crack at Mac.
Hopefully I'm not keeping you from anything, am I? I don't like talking. Is everything okay? Is there any other issues or anything going on that I should know of?
Ist der Hobbypsychologe oder was? Alter, was geht denn bei dem für ein Film? Ich verstehe es nicht. Schreiende Inkompetenz. Schreiende Inkompetenz.
Do I need to answer your questions?
You don't have to answer anything, but I'm concerned about your well-being. Is there something wrong?
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
Ja, genau. Psychische Probleme, weil er nicht mit ihm reden will. Genau.
If there's something wrong, it would be nice, yeah.
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to talk to me. I'm just saying. I'm just concerned about your well-being. That's all I'm saying. Usually we don't get people hostile.
I've not been hostile.
Der Kopf, dem geht's wenn der wirklich saufen abgesehen hat.
Okay. Well, usually we don't get people wanting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through all this. I could be having my lunch right now. And you too.
I have to really give to Mac for displaying such calm and collected demeanor while Officer Hernandez bombarded him with all those irritating and nonsensical questions.
Ja, ich glaube, ich werde ausgerastet. Ich werde ausgerastet und sowas von ausgerastet.
Hey, Mr. Proctor, can I just give you your stuff so you can leave?
Can you?
I can, but you're the one. I would have let you go a long time ago.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can
I'll
leave?
give it to you right now. I just want to know that, you know, that you're okay, because usually I don't get people all this.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can be on my way?
You're okay.
I don't need to answer any of your questions.
Hey, there we go again. Jesus Christ.
Now this is a guy seriously getting on my nerves. What is he, 12?
I'm trying to say that...
You're trying to display your power to me right
no,
now.
I'm concerned about it. Is there a problem to be concerned about another human being?
You have no reason to be concerned about me.
So it's okay then. You're okay then.
You can hand me my documents and I can be on my way, or we can...
Okay. So if I hand you your stuff, you'll be fine and taken off and you're not angry, right?
Ah, the ever-wise Mac. Realizing he is not going to win this battle of wits or the law, the officer had no option but to let him go.
Well, I'm going to take a chance on you, right here. Mr. Proctor, everything's cool, all right? We're blocking traffic here to your stuff. All right, hopefully you have a good day. Everything works out for you, all right?
Am I free to leave now?
Yes, you are.
Could you please step away from the vehicle?
Yes, I will. You have a good day.
Mac was eventually allowed to go without any further problems. However, this whole incident raises some concerning questions. Why did he encounter additional issues just for exercising the Fifth Amendment? Moreover, it's quite strange this interaction occurred at all. If Officer Hernandez had noticed Mac's vehicle obstructing traffic, wouldn't it be a wiser thing to just request him to move it out of the way? But no, he had to show his authority and had to bully him. Kudos for Mac for not entertaining him and showing him the doors as he rightfully deserved. Not to mention the fact that this whole incident just proves to all of us how important it is to know about the law and handle such situations if you ever land in one. How important is it? Let's find out in the next case where a bunch of cops arrested an ex-FBI security contractor solely for the reason that he just didn't know the law enough.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy Turner with the Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed. Yeah. Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
Because it got to be visible within a certain distance. When you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what'd they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately. Okay? Let me tell you this. Now, you pull over immediately.
Sure.
Because I don't know what you're doing inside this car.
Sure.
Hiding guns, you know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
Kinda ironic when he mentions things like safety and pullover protocols when the cop himself has no idea about the law and is lying right off the bat. You see, there's no strict requirement to pull over immediately for various reasons, including traffic obstruction and safety concerns. It's advisable to pull over as soon as it's safe to do so, prioritizing safety above all else. Also, if you find yourself in an area that feels unsafe or you're unsure whether the vehicle behind you is a genuine police car, you can activate your hazard lights and drive cautiously to a secure, well-lit, and populated area. Imagine slamming the brakes right in the middle of traffic or getting robbed.
Oh, das ist... Alter. Ja, genau. Ja, ich bin Polizist. Einer gibt sich als Polizist auf. Der kann halt sofort stehen. Oh Gott. Das ist so... Nee, komm.
Or worse, assaulted by fake cops near a dark alley. Something a cop should be well educated on before he starts throwing misinformation. But this is not the end of the cop's lies.
So who are you?
Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
I'm a contractor.
Okay. Do you have insurance on this thing?
My partner, huh?
Do you have insurance on this thing?
Yeah.
Your partner or what?
Now my partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go over there and get him logged into his computer.
No guns inside the car?
Nah, no phone.
Okay.
Fast forward to a few standard questions. The cop begins to ask more targeted and detailed questions, attempting to discover evidence or information that could potentially incriminate the guy.
What do you got right there up front?
That's a siren. I contract.
You contract
security? Some of the work I require to have a siren.
Turn it on?
Why haven't you taken the lights off of there?
Yeah, I do contract work, so I have to have lights on this vehicle for someone to work in.
They shouldn't be that color, though.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
Yeah, it depends on who you're contracting with. If you contract with law enforcement agencies, it's different.
Which agencies do you contract with?
The various ones. DOJ.
Name some. DOJ? Sure. So you have a contract?
I've worked for DHS, yeah.
Okay, so do you have a government ID?
I have a contractor ID.
Where's that?
It's in my
Ready for the big moment?
Where'd you get this?
That's an issue.
Federal Bureau of Investigation badge?
Now the cat's out of the bag. The officers were shocked to find out who he was. However, this doesn't prevent them from going too far and exceeding their authority by searching the agent without obtaining his consent.
I'm gonna read you your rights too, okay? Because you're handcuffed, you know what I mean? So I feel more comfortable that way.
But then, the police officer begins an unwarranted search of the agent's body and vehicle without any request or permission, violating the agent's Fourth Amendment rights, which safeguard against unjustified searches and seizures, an act both illegal and unconstitutional.
No, Alter, also das ist wie beim ersten, ne? Also irgendwie, die Polizisten, was ist das Problem mit den Polizisten? Ja, die sehen eine Marke vom FBI, ein Ausweis vom FBI, da ist ja auch eine Nummer bestimmt drauf von ihm, können jederzeit prüfen lassen. Aber, also, ja, im System prüfen, von einem Kollegen prüfen lassen. Alter, warum? Warum machen die denn so einen Scheiß? Das ist doch...
Guns, right? Yeah. Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Cool, because, like I said, man, too, put money in, put that back in, so I put it in the bag, okay? So the reason that you're in cuffs, okay, unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada everybody states.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you could easily impersonate a police officer.
Sure.
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI.
These officers are obviously displeased that the agent has a response for every question. So the second officer starts to ask questions he knows the man cannot answer, aiming to create a situation that might incriminate him.
Since you got the badge, where's your creds at? Where's your federal creds at?
I don't need federal creds because I'm not criminal.
Once more, it's crucial to emphasize that the officer's concern is primarily with the lights on the agent's car. They do not, and I repeat, do not possess the legal authority to conduct a search of an agent's person in this situation. Therefore, going into his pockets is entirely unjustified and downright illegal. Considering the whole light deal, things do seem a little shady. As the incident happened in Nevada, it's essential to note that it's against the law for a civilian to use red and blue emergency lights on their vehicle. However, this man never activated them. And when he did, it was during his official duties as a contractor with a law enforcement agency. Besides, the guy never said he was in the FBI. All he said was he worked part-time in the FBI, so he was far from impersonating a federal agent. The matter was further escalated when a bunch of senior-ranking officials showed up who, surprisingly, turned out to be bigger fools than the two cops and decided to turn the car upside down looking for any signs of evidence. Who knows what the cops found? Or planted. All the more reason for you upstanding people to be aware of your rights and the civil laws that protect you. Well, someone did say that a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with the first step. So what are you waiting for? Just hit subscribe and we will catch you in the next one.
Oh Mann, jetzt muss ich auch in Part 2 reingucken. Geht's da weiter oder sind es neue Idioten? Also jetzt, auch bei dem letzten Teil gerade, ich habe das Gefühl, die haben einfach keinen Bock mehr auf ihren Job. Oder ich hätte Angst, dass sie gefeuert werden oder was. Also irgendwie, ich verstehe es nicht.
Get covered! Get covered!
He's got a badge.
Oh no, sir.
Federal Bureau, he's an FBI agent.
Aggravated domestic? Yeah, with strangulation. We don't know if he's armed. Step up.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know how legit you are at the moment.
It's okay. Special Agent Hat. FBI.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, is one of the most powerful law enforcement agencies in the United States. And naturally, so are its agents who enjoy significant power with nationwide jurisdiction, allowing them to operate across state lines and internationally in certain cases, certainly more than an ordinary cop around the block. But what happens when an FBI agent messes up and gets arrested by cops? So today we will be shining light on 3 such cases where an FBI...
Schade, es war doch kein Cliffhanger bei dem anderen gerade. Na, schade. Aber egal.
FBI agent steps on the wrong side of the law and gets confronted by the cops. But first, please hit the like button to show some love to our new channel, as YouTube won't for posting such videos. Kicking off today's episode, let's travel all the way to Kalamazoo, Michigan, where this 41-year-old FBI agent, Richard Trask, not only betrayed his badge and everything he stood for, but also did it in one of the most appalling ways a man could do. On July 18, 2021, around 2 a.m. Kalamazoo County deputies received a distressing call from Richard's wife asking for help, reporting that she had been physically assaulted by Richard after the two returned from a swinger party that she didn't like.
Aggravated domestic? Yeah, with strangulation. We don't know if he's armed.
Sheriff's office. Sheriff's office. Anybody in here?
Upon reaching the scene, the officers initiated a search for Richard and his wife, but they were nowhere to be found. Needless to say, cops undertake a lot of risks on a day-to-day basis. But in a case like this, all bets are off as the suspect isn't just familiar with law enforcement tactics, he practically lives them and breathes them as an FBI agent.
And counterterrorism. Yeah, you can be hiding anywhere. We're getting the kids out of the house right now. So we don't know if he's armed. He's been drinking. Is he intoxicated? Trask, T-R-A-S-K, and first name Richard.
As the search for Richard continued, one of the officers eventually located Richard's wife. When questioned about the ins and outs of the incident, she disclosed something truly shocking.
You're not turning your volume off in this case, okay? Keep it on the whole thing. You said at one point took your head and hit it against a nightstand?
Yeah.
How many times think you did that?
Multiple times, said Trask's wife.
He's hitting your head. You said he strangled you, choked you out. She's got a pretty good laceration.
Fängt ja gut an. Scheiße. Scheiße, fängt ja gut an.
And on the side of her head, she's got strangulation marks around her neck.
Richard's wife told the deputies that an argument broke out between the two after the couple returned from a couple's swinger party at the Delta Hotel in Oshtemo, Michigan, that she hadn't wanted to attend in the first place.
Where was this argument? Was this in your bedroom?
According to her, she was not really in the swinger lifestyle, which in turn left her husband in a consistently irritated state. Richard was drunk and began to argue about it on their way home, which later turned into a much heated spat once they were in their bedroom. But all of a sudden, the whole scene took a dark turn when Richard lost his cool and allegedly climbed on top of her in bed and repeatedly bashed her head into a nightstand. See the...
Bisschen. Okay. Hey, jetzt verstehe ich nicht, was hat das mit dummen Cops zu tun, die einen FBI-Agent festnehmen? Das sieht gerade aus nach einem ziemlich triftigen Grund, den festzunehmen, auch wenn er ein FBI-Agent ist. Alter. Shit, Mann. Das ist, ich weiß nicht, also...
Bloodstains. To break free, she attempted to grab his beard multiple times in self-defense, which only made Richard angrier, and he grabbed her throat with both hands and started to choke her. Had she not taken the desperate move to grab his testicles as hard as possible, who knew, in all probability, she could have died from Richard's assaults. After the whole incident, Richard took off in his car, but he kept on actively texting her, stating messages in a hateful manner.
At the tone, please record your message.
Hey Richard, it's Deputy Kid, Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department. Just trying to talk to you. Looks like we had an incident at your house tonight. I'm trying to get your side of the story.
2 hours later, the cops tracked down Richard in a shopping center parking lot, and once confirmed, they wasted no time in confronting him.
Richard, step up. What? Step up. Alright. Turn around. Bend your head back.
What is going on?
What is going on? Hey, weapons on you? No. Okay, where are your guns at? At the house. At the house? You have none with you, though? No. You want to take them? Get a statement.
All right, Richard. I'm going to read you your Miranda warnings.
Richard was arrested and charged with an assault with an intent to do great bodily harm. Take a look at how the special FBI agent flipped the script during his virtual sentence hearing and made claims that it wasn't him, but the alcohol made him do it.
I cannot take back what happened that night, but I can find solace in knowing that I was not myself. My wife has forgiven me for what happened because she knows, in her words, that night was not you. I cannot recall any details of that night, but I do take responsibility.
Well, alcohol or not, what Richard did was outright criminal and should be behind bars for his actions. However, he ultimately pleaded no contest to a single charge of aggravated assault, and as part of the plea agreement, agreed never to work in law enforcement within the state of Michigan ever again. The prosecution explained that they reached this agreement because Richard's wife refused to cooperate and testify against her husband, fearing that would destroy his career. Watch out for this former public servant. He might try to join a local police department near you or in any of the other 49 states. Up next, we have another Michigan case involving...
Das hat ja kontextuell gar nichts mit dem ersten Teil zu tun. Haben die da irgendwie einen Fehler gemacht? Verstehe ich jetzt nicht. Also das ist ein krasser Fall, also der gehört natürlich in der Gitternel. Egal was für, ob der auf dem FBI ist oder nicht, aber das war jetzt echt ein harter Kontrast zum anderen. Im ersten Teil, die Cops gehen auf die los, voll aggressiv, sagen sind voll aggressiv, glauben denen nicht, glauben den Dokumenten nicht, die bekommen und sind aggro drauf, verletzen die, bla bla bla, bam bam bam. Und jetzt im zweiten Teil, hier war ein richtig kranker Fall von häuslicher Gewalt. Die versuchen ruhig Kontakt mit denen aufzunehmen, finden den. Alles ganz ruhig. Das ist krass. Okay. Das ist echt krasser Kontrast.
Undercover Las Vegas FBI agent Ruben Hernandez. In the early hours of December 6, 2016, Grand Rapids police officers were called to Planet Fitness after receiving calls about a man seen brandishing a gun inside the fitness center. But as they arrived on the spot, something unexpected happened and the suspect started firing at them.
Get cover! Get cover!
What the? Alter, haben die den ab? Ist ja krass.
Give me this one.
I'm so sorry, sir.
The suspect fired 3 rounds at the police, but thankfully no one got hurt. He was later apprehended by the Grand Rapids cops only to get shocked by the fact that the shooter was not just anyone, but an FBI agent.
He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
After the arrest, the officers ran a background check on him and found that the name of the person in custody was Ruben Hernandez, an FBI agent from Las Vegas. A drunk Hernandez caused a commotion inside an all-night gym in Grand Rapids, then opened fire at a responding officer dispatched to investigate. Clearly, Hernandez is drunk as a skunk here and can be heard repeatedly apologizing to the officers for his actions.
I will not, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I am so sorry, sir. Oh, man. Just get me out of here, man. I want to go home to my family.
Not yet. We have to talk to you.
To me? Can I please get out of here? I'm so sorry.
Alter. Scheiße. Der ist ja echt voll drauf. Voll betrunken bis zum geht nicht mehr. Scheiße. Okay. Okay.
Artie, please get me out of here, man.
Hernandez does a little more of that on his entire way to the police station, where he is further questioned and charged with 3 felony charges, including assault with intent to commit great bodily harm less than murder, discharging a firearm at or near a building, and possession of a firearm while under the influence of alcohol. The 8-year veteran of the FBI was also terminated from his office. Shortly after the arrest, Hernandez's lawyer said that he only had a vague, hazy recollection of the events, likely due to a paranoia attack fueled by alcohol. Hernandez pleaded no contest to the charges in hopes of avoiding jail time. While a no contest plea doesn't admit guilt, it is treated as such during sentencing, which may sometimes result in leniency in the sentencing process. And this could have worked with Hernandez's case, as even the public prosecutor, after seeing Hernandez's exemplary records and his remorse, recommended that he should not be put behind bars as no one was harmed during the altercation. However, the judge had something else in mind.
You're a man who lived an exemplary life up until the day that this incident occurred. Anytime anyone takes a shot at any peace officer, being locked up is a reality. That I could not in conscience follow the prosecutor's recommendation of no jail.
The judge sentenced Hernandez to 4.5 months of jail time and probation for 2 years, ensuring that no one is above the law. But that's not all that went down on that fateful night, folks. Surprisingly, during the questioning of our agent Hernandez, another man showed up at the Grand Rapids police station at around 5 a.m. inquiring about Hernandez's whereabouts. This man, later identified as John Paul Salazar, another undercover FBI agent from Las Vegas, claimed to be Hernandez's partner and provided the police with information about the purpose of their visit to Michigan. However, the officer quickly realized that something was wrong with this agent from the get-go, and he too, like Hernandez, was under the influence.
Zwei Agenten, die einfach mal eine Sauftour gemacht haben. Und nicht mehr ganz bei der. Oh Gott, ey, Alkohol.
That's stupid. We wonder why the officer is blocking the video. Doesn't he realize that simply covering the video doesn't prevent the audio from being recorded? Anyway, let's see how the complete drama unfolded.
Hopefully better.
Even better, huh? Dan Savage.
It's John Salazar.
Deputy Chief. You guys are from where? Vegas?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna try to find out, maybe you can shed some light on what led up to all this.
Right, and what I'm trying to just verify is make sure who you have, basically. Who do you have, or do you have a photo, or...
Yeah, we got a photo coming.
Or just,
we think it's Ruben.
Yeah, can I see him, or give him a photo?
Yeah, we'll get you a photo here.
Okay, great, thanks.
Is he staying at the same place that you are?
Right, yeah, let me, once I verify who's
here. Understood.
Let me just verify who's here. Tell me who that is. Oh my gosh, okay, that is Ruben Hernandez.
That's him? That's your partner?
John gets confirmation that the person they caught is his partner, Hernandez. The news he definitely wasn't expecting at 5 o'clock in the morning. That too, while on an undercover job in a different state.
Man, what, is he okay? Like, what happened to his face there?
Yeah, he looks scuffed up, but, you know, like I say, he's, that wasn't done here by us.
Oh.
Made contact with him, so.
We want to get him.
Ja, gut, der war am Boden und einer hat ein Schild auf ihn gedonnert, also. Ja, man da so nicht so sicher.
Yeah, we'll find out.
He wanted to see a picture before he talked to us.
So your supervisor's notified?
Yeah, let me call them.
As the cops turned their attention towards John, asking more questions, he began to get evasive, giving half-baked answers, and soon stepped back to report the incident to his supervisors. That is when the officers, in what they thought to be a private off-the-camera chat, whispered this unexpected revelation about John. In the audio, one of the cops can be heard saying that John reeks of alcohol, and he also noticed him chewing a lot of gum, probably to hide the smell on his breath. From this point forward, the cops become increasingly suspicious of him until they eventually decide to grill him some more to get to the bottom of the truth.
Did you get a call from him tonight?
What's that?
Did you get a call from him tonight? Someone called us, and we're still trying to figure out who called us to warrant, let's say he was in trouble or something. That wasn't you?
Listen, I'm not going to answer anything right now. I have no idea.
How come you're not going to answer anything?
Well, I mean, I got to wait for, talking to my superiors and everything else to see.
You told a lieutenant you're coming down here to kind of shed some light on what happened.
Right. No, I'm here. And then there's also going to be a special agent from the RA here. He's, I don't know if you know S.A. Burns or not.
Yeah.
He's going to come down here. And so, we'll go from there.
After some time, John asked the cops if he could fetch his phone charger from his rental car, and upon their return inside, the cops noticed something they should have checked way before.
I know that you want to wait for chain of command. Before I leave, I just want to know if you're armed at this point.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Sidearm issued.
Yeah, it's right. Right.
Okay.
It's my lock right here.
Yep, all right. Okay.
If you are wondering why an FBI agent should not carry a gun here, you must understand that in Michigan and many other states in the U.S., it is illegal to carry firearms under the influence of alcohol. Hard to imagine how an FBI agent could miss that fact, right? Soon after, Special Agent Burns showed up at the scene. Once debriefed on John's condition, the agent wasted no time and straight away went to work.
Salazar?
Yeah, are you Trey?
No, I'm Sean Burns. I'm the SSR. These guys are going to take you guys.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Just let them do what they got.
Okay. All right, hold it. There you go.
Okay, you got your creds, right?
Yeah.
You can hold on to that. I'll just take this.
Okay.
The cops go on to detain John on the suspicion of DUI, seizing his firearms, and from there he is later taken for his breathalyzer test.
Need you to seal your lips and blow and tell the beeps.
All right, you ready?
Yep, seal your lips and blow. Keep going. There you go.
Looks like the cops were right about one thing. John was indeed drunk, and the results were not surprising to anyone.
Your BAC right now is .116.
Is that above?
Oh yeah. At 5:22 in the morning. Legal limit in Michigan is .08. So we'll probably be holding on to your firearm.
In Michigan, the legal limit for driving is .08, and John is slightly over this limit. No biggie, right? However, considering the circumstances, it's reasonable to assume that his blood alcohol level was even higher an hour earlier when he was actively driving on his way to the police station. Not to mention that his firearm was with him during this entire period, a crime that under Michigan law is punishable.
Alter. Okay. Was für Deppen? Das sind noch zwei Vollidioten.
With a fine of up to $100 and 93 days in jail. However, John was not charged with DUI, carrying while under the influence, or any other crime due to lack of evidence. When asked for the comments, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker's office said they reviewed reports on Salazar, but didn't have enough evidence to charge him with anything. Shame if you ask us, FBI or not, if there's one fundamental principle that shapes our society, it is the very idea that the law applies to all. That's all for today, folks, and thanks for watching this video. Do subscribe to this channel, and we will catch you in the next one.
Okay, cool. Hat zwar überhaupt nichts mit dem Titel zu tun und mit dem ersten Teil, aber ganz cool.